It's that time again as Iron Country brings you the Fishing Hole. Keep up to date with the latest products and learn fishing tactics from some of the best anglers across North America.
Let's give him a warm welcome this morning to the Fishing Hole, 2014 National Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame inductee Dale Stroshine. And this week's guest, we are going to introduce to you Larry Smith from Larry Smith Outdoors. We bring you another fantastic guest this week. It's legendary Al Linder on the Fishing Hole.
And my pleasure to be here, Jeff. Looking forward to it.
Here's your host, Hurricane Jerry.
Good morning, Hurricane Jerry with you as we talk fishing. Again, here in the State Line area. We do it, of course, every Saturday morning at this time at 7:20 a.m. here on Iron Country, 1019 and 1490. You can actually stream at ironcountry.fm or even download the new Big Radio app, and you can actually stream it from there, too. And today's show is brought to you by the Rock River Bait Box. Their knowledgeable and experienced staff will help you turn those casts into catches. The Rock River Bait Box, located on Rock River Road in Fort Atkinson on the Right Rock River. And, of course, they are your St. Croix Elite Dealer, Acme Tackle Outlet Store. Of course, RS Nets available in stock, and now they are your home and only home in southern Wisconsin, especially in Jefferson, Rock County, and of course our listeners to the south in Illinois. If you want to head on up to the Rock River Bait Box, you can get your Livingston lures, as Brian got a huge shipment in, and he said they sell out and they're going to order more. And you know what? We have the perfect person who endorses Livingston lures. And you know what, Pete? I was up there about a week or so ago, and I see they got a picture, your mug, on some of the musky baits up there. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the only bad news.
Yeah,
Livingston lures. You got to look at my ugly mug, but no, it's really good to see that Brian got him in, and you know, just real quickly, you know, some people know, but I still run into a lot of people that don't with regard to Livingston lures, and it's really the thing that drew me to them and work with them, because it is unique and it is the only lure company that I'm aware of in the world that has it, and that's the EBS sound technology, electronic bait fish sounds, biologically recorded sounds of prey fish, that every lure has the sound system, battery and speaker in there, and intermittently these lures are making actual fish sounds in addition to the action and the vibration of the baits. Yeah,
that's amazing. I was just going to ask you about that, and I see they've got like crappie calls and stuff like that. I mean, it's just the amazing technology, and the only one out there that I know of that has this technology, and it's amazing to see. And you know, I don't know if you want to explain a little more in depth and how it works to the average listener out there. What are you talking about? Like a fish call? You know, basically, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, it's essentially a fish call, but it is, you know, it's biologically recorded sounds. It's interesting. I was just talking to the Eric, the guy I work with there in the design department at Livingston this morning. He was contacted by a guy from, I believe, the University of Green Bay. It was somewhere over in Green Bay, and he's interested in. I'm thinking they might be trying to a certain extent, eliminate some gobies. But he actually contacted Livingston Lures to get some goby sounds to hopefully assist in trapping the gobies. And it's not only for attracting fish. There's been success with this, by the way, for lobster and crabs and all kinds of different things. Everything responds to sound, and sound really carries in the water. And these are actual fish sounds. So the whole idea behind the prey fish is to have distress type sounds to attract an aggressive predator. Now, in the case of the crabs and the lobsters, you know, I don't know if it's love-making sounds or what. Yeah. They literally try different sounds and experiment with these things, and that's the whole idea behind these gobies as well. From what I understood from this morning's conversation, it would be mating sounds that this guy suggests that might be most effective in attracting these gobies. I would assume most effective during the actual breeding season, but who knows? Possibly all year round, it could be effective as well. And that's part of the process, trying different sounds and different sound levels. But there's no doubt that it adds something extra to the whole situation. And when it's really fast retrieves, which are still fairly common this time of the year, it's arguable that it might not make as much of a difference if it's reactionary type strikes. But gosh, Jerry, for so many species, including muskie, walleye, you're trolling. And in a lot of cases, fish are apt to follow baits for a while, and if they're hearing that actual sound of a fish coming out of it, that absolutely has to help. I've seen some individual cases, ice fishing, and it's kind of hard to tell for sure in some cases whether or not you are actually getting more strikes because of the sounds. But the first real distinct thing that I saw was ice fishing with dead baits, where we were very fair about it for northern pikes. We literally set 50% of our sets. I believe we had a big group. We had 20-some sets out. Half had them, half didn't. It's dead bait. It's all the same bait. Basically, there was about 2.5 times more strikes on the baits with the sound makers on them.
Wow.
So you had to just be pulling more fish from farther away to get in to sniff these baits, and I believe and theorize that, especially with neutrally buoyant type lures, but even if you got bottom related fish, you can actually leave these lures sit extended pauses, whether it's sitting on the bottom or neutrally buoyant or a slow float or a slow sink, whatever it might be. When you pause that lure, it's talking. So it's extra incentive for those fish to grab it. And I do find when I'm on a real tough bite, for walleyes, bass, whatever, muskies, I use the smaller crankbaits in the spring. I love crankbaits pretty much exclusively. They're just a much funner way for me to catch walleyes anyway. And those extended pauses are when most of the strikes occur, even more so on the tough days.
Yeah, that's amazing technology, that comes out with this product. And I'm definitely looking forward to, like you were saying, the pause. Especially for those listeners here closer to home, that I'm looking forward to going to Lake Geneva in the fall. As we know, it's trophy time, and a lot of the Cisco's will come in, and that's their spawning time in December. And like you said, I don't know, it's like a slow retrieve, and then usually you pause and hit that pause, and bam, those walleyes are hitting it. So that I'm looking forward to doing, and doing some fall fishing, trying some of the bass baits. Now, Brian's got some in stock. He's got a little bit of everything in the store right now. He's just getting them in. He's got bucktails, of course, and he's got a lot of the crankbaits, jerkbaits, a little bit, and you know what? He's got a lot of the whatchamacallit. It's they're almost like they look like a Cisco. They're more a lot of the natural baits too. He's got too. It's just the amazing. The quality and the colors, different varieties that Livingston Lures has, especially for muskies and really for bass and walleyes too. So. Yeah, he's got an amazing.
Yeah, well, that's without a doubt. And by the way, they do have a Cisco sound. They're coming out with a smelt sound, not as common in some of the inland lakes, but there's a lot of places that have smelt, and obviously fish may still be attracted to it anyway. But the other thing I mention real quickly, with the people talking about maybe going up to Brian's place there and purchasing one, you may assume, hearing us blather on about the EBS technology and nobody has it and this, that, and the other, you might assume it's a super expensive product. It is not. They're actually amazingly priced, in my opinion, for a quality hard plastic lure with a great paint job and the speaker system and the sounds in there, and essentially you can basically say they're right in line with most baits and less than a lot of custom type stuff, and so they're definitely a great product at a very reasonable price as well.
Yeah, I've noticed too, a little bit of the freshwater, but they also offer saltwater too. They've got a wide variety of saltwater baits too. I was on their website, livingstonlures.com, and you can just check them out. And I know Brian's got a pretty decent selection in there now, and he says he's hoping to grow it more. So we need you, the listeners, to get on up there and check out what Pete and I are talking about. And I can't wait to get out this fall and hopefully get some photo shots. And of course, you'll be using some of these products too, fishing with John, I'm sure, right, this fall?
Oh yeah. In fact, in a few days, this is kind of my favorite month, by the way, for muskies. Late fall is great, and I guess arguably maybe the best trophy time. But I love this time of the year because the water's cooler. I don't have to worry about the handling part of the fish as much. The temperatures are safe for the fish. They're still moving fairly quickly. There's a shallow movement, so you get the fast moving baits still. A lot of topwater action, bucktail, fast moving crankbaits, glide blades, that kind of thing, and a lot of shallow water action, which is just fun for muskies because you got unfortunately it can end sadly because sometimes they jump and throw it right back at you. Yeah. But their shallow water bite is just plain fun.
Oh yeah.
And it really is my favorite time of the year from a comfort standpoint in every aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I got to ask you, Pete, of course, like you just said, fall is probably your favorite time to fish, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is for a lot of reasons. That cool water stuff is big. And then to me, this is kind of prime time to try night fishing as well.
Yeah.
I believe for bigger fish. One thing that typically occurs literally right now, right about the time up here anyway, where we're dropping below the 70-degree range in surface temps, you start to get a lot of fish that are moving shallower that spent their whole summer out in deeper ranges, out in open water, in a lot of cases suspended or on deep pumps. And this time of the year when the water cools, a lot of those fish come in. So they're a little more accessible, and my theory has always been, too, that they're just when they're relocating from open water type situations into structure, I just think they're a little more susceptible to being fooled in those situations, and then everything else I already talked about with it. It really is a fun time of the year, and the fish start packing on a little more weight too. So
yeah,
they just look better.
Yes, they do. Well, Pete,
like fat fish.
Yeah, oh yeah, you gotta love fat fish, especially in the fall. No, fall time is my favorite time to fish, and nothing like putting the old bibs on and getting out there and fishing tough conditions. But one fish can just make your day, if not make your week. But get on up to the Rock River Bait Box. They've got a slew of Livingston lures. And Pete, thanks for checking in with us. And you know what, we're going to have to get you on. Pete, you do ice fish. Maybe we'll talk a little ice fishing maybe throughout sometime this winter too. So I know you're going to be busy this fall.
Yeah.
So let's maybe we'll get you out there and we'll talk a little ice fishing too. We'll get you out there. We'll talk a little bit about that. But again, thanks for coming on the last few times here, and appreciate your time, and look forward to hopefully fingers crossed we can cross paths at some of these trade shows with all what's going on. Well, we don't want to get into it too politically because you know where I'm going with this, but hopefully we'll be able to see each other face to face soon here in the next few months or so, especially after the first of the year when we start fishing expos and stuff like that. So, but anyways, like Pete said, get on up to Rock River Bait Box and check out their selection of Livingston lures. So I'll let you get back to doing what you're doing. Go feed the chickens. Say hi to Tex for us. We'll let you go about the rest of your day.
Will do. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'll say hi to Tex and Elvis for you.
I love Elvis. Yeah, you got to love Elvis. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Pete.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care. That is Pete Maina.